Hi everyone, my name's Charlie and I'm really good at PIP. You can check out my other videos to see how good I am. My success rate is so good that I only count losses now and I've only ever lost one. I'm going to go through the most asked questions that Google gets about PIP. I'm just going to cut the crap on the answers though, so don't expect, this is not a fluffy video. This isn't fluffy. This is just going to be really direct and my opinion. I'll let you know if it's my opinion. Okay. Can personal independence payment be backdated? Hell yes. If when you start a claim, so the day that you ring up and log that you want to do a PIP claim is the date that it gets backdated to. On average, my clients get 1.5k to 2.5k in backdated. So that's 1,000 on average. £1,500 to £2,500 backdated when they win. I'm not being cocky about how many wins I've got. Once you understand the PIP process and you learn how to communicate in a manner that makes it so that PIP can assess you fairly and categorize you, because it's a point system, it's not difficult to win PIP. I know that's not a popular opinion, but it's fact. Like, I've proven it time and time and time again. And today I've had a phone call. Someone's just got their PIP for 10 years. But oh, that's right. I haven't got to that on the question. But one of the questions is, how long is PIP for? On average, my clients used to get 3 years. But now I think it's because I'm getting better. I'm getting more and more experience. Obviously, it goes on. But now my clients are averaging. I'm getting more people that are getting 5-year awards and 10-year awards. So I think for PIP, if they can clearly understand your circumstances and you tick the box of degenerative conditions, etc., not degenerative conditions, then they just award it for 10 years. Done. That's happening more and more. And I think that is because I'm getting better at this, even though I've got a amazing win rate. And I know my clients will win. Now I'm going to start honing my skill base that not only do I want them to win, because I know they're going to win, not being overly confident, but their life sucks. Like, living with chronic illness sucks, right? So their life sort of sucks. All they've got to do is be honest and communicate in a manner that suits PIP. Okay, tick. I used to then focus on, you're going to win, but I want you're entitled to enhanced. If they get standard, I will deem that as failure. Now, I think I need to take it to the next level and go, right, you're enhanced in both categories. Yeah, you're going to win. We need to make sure you get the right category. But also, depending on that person's conditions, I need to be aiming for 5 or 10-year review dates. Like, I've got one client, but clients, because they're a couple, they're amazing. Codename Compliance in Africa, they better get a 10-year thing. My clients that have children with autism, quite a few of them, I expect them to get 10 years. Not 3 years, because 3 years means you get your review after 2 years. I know that was a bit long-winded, but that's something that I've been learning recently, and it's really come to light because more and more people are like, Charlie, I got it for 5 years. Brilliant. I still get people like, I can't believe it. And I'm like, you won. I won. I'm like, of course you won. Of course you won. I don't know to be relaxed about it, because obviously I can't guarantee wins, because I can't control what people say. Of course, in my head, I'm like, of course they're going to win. What can personal independence payment be, the money be used for? Anything you want. Anything you want. It's your money to be used on anything you want. You don't have to explain it to anyone. No one will question you. It's for you to use on what you want. And to be honest, like most of us, when you're suffering chronic illness, like, transport's expensive. Food's expensive, because when you haven't got the energy and you order a takeaway, it's expensive. Suffering from chronic illness is expensive. I do have a recommendation. This isn't one of the public's most asked questions. I used to do this quite a lot. I don't really now, because of time. But I used to say to people, when you get your PIP money, budget what you're going to use it for. And you have to do that from the first PIP payment you get. Use your backdated money, allocate what it's for. But when you get it, budget it. Because within 3 months of receiving that money, it will be the norm for you. It will just be the norm, and you'll be in the same position you were before PIP, where you're struggling with your money, because most of us aren't good with money, right? So from the first payment you get, budget it, and the money goes out. Get rid of the money. Like, even if it goes into a separate account, get rid of it. Otherwise, you'll just adapt to it and it'll be the norm and you'll be skint again. Can I claim personal independence payment? Do you have an ongoing condition that has lasted for more than 3 months and is going to last more than 9 months? Does it negatively impact your daily living and or mobility? I'll click on this video, how to win, and it goes through the points. Go through that video and you will know whether you can claim for PIP. I'm also I'm working on a test. So if you want, you'll be able to get this test and run it, and then it's going to be Charlie questions, not just PIP questions. It's going to be Charlie questions as well. It will really help you identify where you are in the points, and it will also let you know if you're standard or if you're enhanced. And I'm going to try and get it to spew you out a report. So that's coming, because so many people ask me that. Like, so many people will message me and be like, Charlie, I've got this condition. I don't care what condition you've got. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter any condition. But I think there's so much misinformation online that people think you have to have certain conditions. No, you don't. And no condition guarantees that you're going to get PIP. So that's coming, and that will help. I think that will help you a lot. Can you get personal independence payment if you work? Yes. Can I email PIP? Yes. Can I get personal independence payment for COPD? Yes. I don't know how I'm going to edit this because I'm being so quick with questions, aren't I? Are personal independence payments taxable? I do self-assessment because I have a property that I rent, and I put it in as income. Let me just Google this. Let's just Google this. Tax-free. No, so it's tax-free, but then it says the amount you get is not affected by your income. So that means it's not means tested. You could be a multi-millionaire and still claim PIP, right? You are legally entitled to it. Oh my God, it's tax-free. I didn't even think about that. That is such a good question. I don't do it like that. I've been paying tax on it. Very good question. Is PIP means tested? So I didn't know what that meant, right? Means tested is like loads of benefits or funding that's available. They check your bank accounts. For example, if there's some sort of thing, I'm really shit at other benefits, right? Or other funding, I'm crap. There's one where it's like, if you've got more than £16,000 in saving, you're not entitled to it. If you own property, you're not entitled to it. PIP, it doesn't matter. You could own 20 properties and still be entitled to it. You can be in rented property and still be entitled to it. You can be working, not working, in a relationship, not in a relationship. You could have millions of pounds in savings and get it, or no savings and get it. Is not means tested, which in Charlie terminology means PIP don't give a fuck what's going on with your life. All they care about is, do you have a chronic illness? Does it impact your life negatively? If yes, do you meet the criteria? And if you do, here you go, have this funding and try and be as independent as possible for as long as possible. That's it. Are PIP payments going up? Yeah, they're going to have to go up. Like, the cost of living is going up, so the government will have to increase PIP payments because that's just the way it is. Is PIP for life? No. Actually, that's not true. If someone is terminally ill, the PIP will be for life. If you have PIP before the age you retire and past retirement age, it's for life. There's still review dates in there though, and they could take it away at one of those reviews. So I've got a number of clients that for some reason their PIP stopped, and I've looked at their case and gone, I don't understand. And then I've gone, and then they've mentioned something to me about retirement. I'm like, hang on a minute, how old are you? And PIP just happened to stop their payment and say they weren't entitled to it anymore 3 months before their birthday that puts them in retirement age. I think it's an absolute strategy. So actually I need to do a video on that. I need to do a video on that, don't I? And obviously we win, yeah. So someone that's terminally ill, it could be for life. Most of us will get it for a period. So it's either 3 years. This is in my experience so far. I might be wrong. There might be more timescales. People tend to get 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. And I think some people get extensions for like 12 months and things like that, but it's generally 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And if you get through it for 3 years, it's actually 2 years, because they start to do the review within 2 years. And even though they are always behind, they're very quick to, they'll want to do those reviews. But don't worry, if you've got a review come in, then they give you an extension. That's just because they're behind. How much is PIP? I'll put that on the screen. How does the payments work? It goes into your bank. It's split into 2 categories: standard, which I'll put it on the screen now. So standard and enhanced. So some people will get standard in daily living and nothing in mobility, or anything. It's a variety of everything. I've got some people that their life only results in them getting enhanced in mobility, but they can manage their daily living. So it's can vary depending on your life. To be honest, I said some people have got that in mobility. I'm trying to think in my head, who is that? And I'm like, no, most of my clients, we're getting a bit in both sections because of our conditions. That's what I tend to find with my clients. How to contact PIP. I'll put a link on the screen to the government page. The government page is really quite good. Just go on it. When you call PIP, you will more than likely, I don't know why I'm being fluffy about it, you're going to be on hold probably for 30 minutes to 45 minutes. It's a pain in the ass to contact them. But for that 30 to 45 minutes, this money will change your life. If you're in the situation I was and am right now. So even though YouTube's working, a lot of people think that you make loads of money off these views. You don't. I'm going to do a video on it because I think YouTube's a career for a lot of people like us that are struggling with chronic illness and we can't start at set times or finish at set times, etc. If I didn't have PIP right now, I'd be moving into the homeless. Well, I wouldn't move into the homeless category because I've got friends that would take me in. And obviously my mum would take me in. But that would be the situation if I didn't have that due to my finances, because I'm not fit for work. So, sorry, my point there was this money is life-changing for us. This is one of the most asked questions. What does personal independence payment mean? It means that you can, if you are entitled to it, receive funding that you can use any way you want. You don't get checked any way you want to maintain your independence. So, for example, incontinence pads are expensive. The way we need food, a lot of us need food because we are not safe to cook. It's very expensive to have takeaways. Before chronic illness, I would have thought I would love to live off takeaways. When you're forced to and you've got no other choice, you crave healthy food. It's expensive to be chronically ill. When was personal independence payment introduced? No fucking idea, and it's not really relevant, so I'm just going to move on from that question. If I'm going to learn about history, I'm going to look into something interesting. When does personal independence payment stop? I'm going to translate this question because I get a lot of people really worried that they're due an operation or they're starting treatment and they're worried, what if I get better? So what should I tell PIP? I've got a knee replacement coming up. I'm doing CBT. I've got this coming up. What if I get better? So, and I'm like, hang on a minute. Personal independence payment is about now, not how you're going to be in 6 months. It's will you have that condition for 9 months going forward, which all of us is pretty much yes. If you're doing something where hopefully you're going to get better and then hopefully you will not meet the criteria, so you will not be entitled to PIP, fantastic. When that happens, just give them a call. Like myself, I've got some goals because I want to fail PIP. I do not want to have to claim PIP. And every single client I've got, none of us want to claim PIP. All of us are trying to get treatment, trying to move forward in our lives and get our lives back. So when you get to the point where you are consistently better and do not meet the PIP requirements, just give them a call. And I'm sure they'd be more than happy to stop your PIP. When does personal independence payment start? So you log your claim. You then get a form to fill out, 28-page form, which, although it's 28 pages, it's so easy. It's like your address, your GP's address. That's pretty much it, really. Or your conditions. Then you get a 44-page document, which is a ball ache. And I've got a video on, put a link. Then you get an assessment, which you need to practice for, put a link. After the assessment, it can take 6 weeks plus to get the outcome. You generally find the money's in your bank before you get the written outcome. Then you get the written outcome. If you get PIP, they will backdate it to the date that you logged the call. So say, for example, you got PIP and they awarded it for 3 years, and you got enhanced in both sections. After 2 years from the date of the outcome of the letter, you'll then get sent a review form, which is, I forget how many pages, like about 30 pages, right? I've got videos to that as well. Then you can appeal the outcome. Every part of the PIP process is designed to put you off. And the appeal is easy, the easiest part of PIP. So go back to the review. You get your review. At the moment, it's currently March 2024. The government have challenged to reduce the number of people on PIP. That's the opposite of what I want. I'm going to increase the number of people on PIP if I've got anything to do with it. Or we are going to increase the number of people on PIP. So you do the review form, then because the government have challenged it, people are getting assessments. So you get another assessment, and then you get the outcome. And then you could appeal it if they've not been fair with you. Yeah, and then you move forward. You could always go to tribunal. The last resort is tribunal. But what I want to empower you to do is get it right first time, so you do not have to go to tribunal, because it is awful. And if I say it's awful, awful is not the right word for it. It's fucking horrendous. You get treated like a criminal. It's really bad. Does personal independence payments stop when you reach pension age? No. Personal independence, what is the personal independence payment address? Let's just Google it. There you go. Postal address. Oh, there's the contact numbers. Oh, there's a different number. Oh, sorry, hang on. Difference number. Yeah, look, if you're terminally ill, there's a different way. They really speed up the process. It's amazing, the support you get if you're terminally ill, which obviously it should be. Okay, so here's the details that you need when you call them. Basic date of birth, national insurance, bank details, sort code and account number, so that they can set up the payments. You will not get your PIP. You won't win. They will hold your claim if you haven't given them the bank details. You need to do this on the call, yeah? Doctor's details, just Google it if you need the phone number. If you say, like, yeah, but Charlie, I see a different doctor, just pick a doctor's name and give them that. Obviously from the surgery you go to. Yeah, and abroad. The thing about going abroad is, can you go abroad if you're getting PIP? You can, but they will question it. They will want to look into it. And I support this, because for me, right now, if you said to me, Charlie, you've won a holiday to, where's that tropical place where it's like turquoise waters with palm trees and the beach, like the old Bounty adverts. Mauritius, is it? Somewhere like that. I'd love to go there. Love to. But if you said to me, you've won a 5-star all-inclusive holiday for you and your mum, I'd be like, are you trying to punish me? I can't do that. I can't do that. If you tried to get me to go to an airport, no. Through an airport, no. Even in a wheelchair, it's exhausting. On a plane, you land, you've got to go through security, you've got to get to, no. So if you're going abroad, they will check on how do you manage this. Okay, address, application, we've done payment, appeal. How do you appeal? How do you appeal your personal independence payment outcome if you don't agree with it? It's really easy. You contact them. Let's just Google it. Really simple. 1 month from the date of the outcome. Most people are angry and want to do it straight away. So, this question, is it worth appealing a PIP decision? Yes. Yes, it is. It is very easy to do. Let's see what it says, though. 50% who appeal a PIP decision win at tribunal. Appeal is your mandatory reconsideration, where basically you write a letter saying why you don't agree with it, and then you might get a phone call. Right. That's it. If that doesn't work and you still disagree, you go to tribunal. Whole different ballgame. How do I make a successful PIP appeal? So I'm caught in. Do you ever get it where you're caught into a where you're caught into a loop? Good questions. How do I make a successful appeal? This isn't how I do an appeal. Do you know what? That's really interesting. That this is what you're looking at, isn't it? How to do a successful appeal and why you disagree with the decision. Watch my mandatory reconsideration, because I'm really good at these. We win. Watch that. Because I've read a lot that charities and organisations have written, and honestly, I wasn't impressed, and it really freaked me out that that's why they weren't winning. It was the skill base of the people that they were working with. I just want the Gov site on this. Just go to the Gov site. I wouldn't even, I was going to say I wouldn't even watch YouTube stuff, but you're watching it right now. The Gov site is good, but although I'm saying that, I get intimidated as well. Right. Appeal. Right, so they call an appeal a tribunal, but for you and I, an appeal is what they call a mandatory reconsideration. So mandatory reconsideration. Right, CMR form. Right, so I'm not going on citizens' advice because, you know why, challenge a decision. Right, challenge. What do we need to do? I just called them. All I did was, with the outcome of your decision, you get a contact number. I just rang that number and said, I'd like to appeal. And she went, okay, put it in writing within 30 days. And I went, all right. And I wrote like a letter. Just ring them on the contact number we put earlier. But watch the mandatory reconsideration video, please, because it's really good. Can you get personal independence payment if you've got ADHD? If it impacts your life significantly, it doesn't matter what condition it is, if it impacts your life significantly and you meet the criteria, yes. God, it's like everyone's typing in, can you get PIP if you've got, and then it's just conditions. I'm not listing all the conditions because it's not certain conditions that entitle you to PIP, right? It's about how it affects your life and or mobility. So I'm just getting rid of all that. One of the most asked questions is personal independence payment broadband. What do you think that means? Can you get PIP if you've got internet? Yeah. Am I missing something? Let's move on. It's all about conditions. This whole page, I've got it sorted alphabetically on most asked questions. So look, this is what I'm looking at. So like, yeah, backdated bereavement, breast cancer. So those are the B's then. If you get PIP, do you get a Christmas bonus? Plan for the worst, hope for the best, plan for no bonus. Some years I've received a £10 bonus, I suppose is the word, but not every year. So just plan without it. If we get anything, fantastic. I really appreciate it. And I think a lot of people will be like, £10, but think about how many of us are affected by chronic illness. That £10 per person will equate to probably millions of pounds. I'm not going to say the organisation, but there's one of the most asked questions is, should I go to this organisation for help with PIP? If you go to someone for help with PIP, if they do not, I repeat, if they do not talk to you about the points, if they do not try and figure out where you are with the points that are currently on screen, they are not any good. They are not any good. You can assess them just because you're going to someone for help. You're obviously on my channel, so you are getting PIP educated. Okay. Now, I do have a consultancy. You don't need to go on it. You don't need to pay me because I'm trying to do everything for free. Obviously, I need food and to pay my bills, so I need to earn money, hence the consultancy. Empower yourself by watching these videos, and then if you want to get help because you want to get it right first time, when you're working with an organisation or an individual or however you're doing it, if they don't have the points in front of them whilst talking to you, trying to figure out where you are, they are not good enough. I'm being really blunt about it because I want you to win, and I am so frustrated in how many charities, I know they're charities, so they're trying to help. I get it. But this is your life. Everything is dependent on your PIP outcome. I cannot tell you how much pressure I feel when I'm helping people with PIP, because I know that without it, their life is going to be a million times harder. And I'm not exaggerating. If you're watching this, you get it. If you're watching this and you're not a troll, you get it. If you suffer from chronic illness or someone you love suffers, you get it. Everything is dependent on this outcome. Don't stick with someone that's shit just because you're feeling like, where else can you go? Study the videos. We get so many people messaging saying that they've won and wouldn't have if it wasn't for these videos, for the training guides. So watch them, okay? And again, if you're working with someone and they don't go through the points, don't waste your time with them. Get out, find someone else. Personal independence payments descriptors. So that means what I call the points, right? They call it the points, right? Go on the video how to win. The picture, this picture for what you see on YouTube. Go on that. It will teach you all about it. Personal independence payment driving. So that's basically, can you drive and get PIP? Yes. Personal independence payment dates. Personal independence daily living. So that's basically the sections that's about washing and bathing, dressing, undressing, going to the toilet if we have accidents, medication if you're having physio, or how much someone helps you, preparing food. It's just everything to do with daily living. There's 12 sections. Communication, reading, budget, how are you with money? Shit. I don't get points for it because I understand if you give me a tenner and went, can you go and buy yourself a sandwich? I know how much that will cost, so I can figure it out, so I don't get the points for that. And then the other part is mobility, which is planning and following a journey and how far you're able to walk. So in daily living, there's also engaging with people face to face. I'm nervous to say this. Can you get personal independence payment if you're deaf? Sometimes I will say to someone, I'm really sorry, but you're not entitled to PIP at this time. YouTube's helped a lot that people that come to me tend to be really clearly enhanced. Okay. But at the beginning, I did have people coming to me and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not entitled to PIP, is my opinion. So I'll be like, obviously I could be wrong. I wasn't, but I could have been. So can you get PIP if you're deaf? Well, are you able to prepare food? Yes. Do you have any issues going to the toilet? No. Are you able to walk? Yes. Are you able to get dressed? Yes. Are you all right mixing people? Yeah, it's, I have delivery. Okay. If tomorrow you had to go to a new hospital, would you be able to get there? Yeah, you're not entitled to PIP. I also had someone that was contacting me for someone else because they had lost the lower part of one leg. So they presumed that because they'd lost the lower part of one leg, they'd automatically be entitled to PIP. You're not automatically entitled to PIP unless you are terminally ill. So I had to sort of be quite gentle about it because obviously it was very emotional for them well, okay, they've lost part of their leg. I'm sorry. But are they able to prepare food? Because that involves hands. They've got one leg so they can stand. Have they got a prosthetic? Is there any issues with the upper body? No. Any issues getting dressed? No. Any issues going to the toilet? No. Any issues walking? Can they use crutches? Yeah, they can use crutches. So they can cover distance because they've got a good upper body. Yeah, okay, so that's no points. If they have to go to hospital, a new hospital, can they go there? Yeah, no issues with, and I was like, they're not entitled to PIP. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that they've lost part of their leg, but not entitled to PIP. It's about it negatively impacting your life. It's not just physical, that it also covers mental health as well. You're not going to believe this. I said I'm not going to go through conditions. Seriously, can you get personal independence payment if you snore? If you are watching this because you snore and that's the only issue you've got in your life, get the fuck off this channel. Stop wasting people's time. Can you believe that's a question asked? If you get personal independence payment, can you get free eye tests? I don't know. I pay for mine. Let's have a look. No. I didn't think it did, to be honest, but it's all the same. It's just the same questions over and over. Okay, this isn't a good enough question, but it's got personal independence payment, mail handling site A. Do not use their envelopes. They go through phases of how do I word it? I'll do the acting. I'll be PIP. Oh my goodness me. We seem to have lost your envelope. We didn't receive it. So, and I lost £1,500 backdated money for a client because I used their envelope and they said they lost it. It was only because she rang up. And don't forget, we've got deadlines. If they don't receive it in time, you get kicked off the process. Don't trust their envelopes. Send it recorded delivery. I don't think these questions are very good, I don't think this is what this means. It says personal independence payment professionals. So I think what this means is, are the people that do the assessments professionals? Yes, they are. But my understanding is they could be a physiotherapist or a nurse. They have to have a career in the medical industry, but they can be varying levels. Mainly people that I've tended to be on assessment with are nurses, but they could be, I believe, they could be like a pharmacist. And to be honest, pharmacists are good, but they have to have qualifications to be able to be a PIP assessor, definitely. Personal independence payment Scotland. I'm in England, and Scotland, it's called something else, ADAD, not ADHD, some letters, and it's extremely similar. They're both similar. I think it's pretty much the same model, but they've called it something different. So my videos are still relevant if you're in Scotland. That was all the way through. Public's most asked questions. They're pretty much, it's mainly repeated, so I hope this was helpful. Do not give up. Please do not give up. If you are watching this, you are not alone. You can do this.